Hello everyone. In today's video, I would like to discuss a few basic points relating to terminologies like percentage, percentage point, and percentile. See, to my understanding as a faculty who has been training candidates for competitive exams like GRE, GMAT, CAT, and the like, most students don't seem to have a clear idea about these three concepts. So I thought I would go through these points briefly. Okay, let me begin with the first one, percentage. As you know, it's a concept being used a lot in our day to day life in many areas. Also, it's an important topic for all competitive examinations. Let me show you first the significance of this concept called percentage. Supposing a student scored 60 marks and 75 marks in two different subjects. If asked which score is better, most students probably would say 75. But there's a catch here because I already mentioned the maximum marks in these two different subjects. Supposing the maximum marks in the first subject is say 100 and the maximum in the second subject say 150. Now you can easily convert these scores into percentage. How do you go about that? See, in the first subject, he scored 60 out of 100. Rather, that is 60%. Whereas in the second subject, his percentage score is 75 out of 150, which is the same as actually 50 divided by 100. And that's equal to 50%. Now look at that. With the maximum marks mentioned, as you can see, the first score is better than the other one. The point I'm trying to make is with absolute numbers, we may not be able to compare two or more quantities correctly. Whereas if those figures are converted into their respective percentage, comparison is possible. So basically, percentage is a fraction or a ratio expressed as a part of 100, as you can see here. There are many other subtle points associated with the concept percentage, which I will take up in my subsequent videos. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so as not to miss out any of those videos. Now let's take up the next term, which is percentage point. This I would like to discuss with a numerical example, like we did before. Supposing a student wrote an exam and he scored 60 marks out of a maximum of 100. So obviously his score is 60%. Supposing the student is not satisfied with his performance and he wanted to improve it and he wrote it again. And the next time he scored, let us say, 75 marks. Again out of 100. Percentage score the second time will be 75%. Obviously there is an improvement. We can express this improvement in percentage terms and also in percentage point terms. Let me define the improvement in terms of percentage point first. We say that the student had an improvement of 15 percentage point, which is actually the difference between two percentage scores. See, second time he had 75%, first time he had 60%. So the difference works out to 15 and we say the student had an improvement of 15 percentage point. If you delete the word points, that's a mistake. I'll show you in the next step why it's a mistake. Now the same improvement in his performance I'm going to show percentage wise. So what do you do for that? Initially his score was 60. Second time his score was 75. Both out of 100 of course. Now, to find out the percentage improvement in the score, this is what you do. You take the absolute difference between the two scores, which is 75 minus 60. This is calculated as a percentage of the original score or the base figure, which is 60. This is how you calculate the percentage improvement. And this works out how much? On simplification, you get 25. So we say that the percentage improvement is 25%. Look at the difference. This is the percentage improvement. This is the percentage point improvement. And you're getting two different figures. Percentage point is 15 and percentage is 25. I hope you have understood the correct meaning of percentage point and how it is different from percentage. Now let's come to the last concept given in the question, which is percentile. This is an idea used in grading students taking competitive examinations like CAT in India. Here also let me use an example to give you a correct understanding of what this concept is. Supposing I say a student has secured 90th percentile in any competitive examination, the meaning is there are 90% of the total test takers who have scored less than the score of the candidate who is said to have 90th percentile. And there are only 10% of the test takers who have done it better than him or who have scored higher than the score made by this particular candidate. So what would 99th percentile mean? See, as you can guess, this indicates the candidate with this particular score, 99th percentile, has performed or scored more marks than 99% of the test takers. And there is only 1% of the candidates who have scored higher than this particular candidate. This way you can define any percentile. So target 99th percentile in any competitive examinations where they use this percentile system to grade candidates. Wish you all the best. Now, if there is any point you are not so clear about, please drop your comments. By the way, if there is anything you gained from this video, please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.